I chose to research how exercise and specifically dance can affect a person's brain. I wanted to research this topic because as someone who has danced for close to 16 years, I find it to be very interesting and a growing area of study. Personally, I find that when I'm dancing or working out at least 5 days a week, I have more energy, I'm happier, and overall I'm a more productive and smart working, well-time managed person. Recently, I dropped my dance major to a dance minor. This has had a tremendous effect on my schedule, clearing it out and giving me a lot more free time. However, I found that with a lack of physical movement to start my day, I started finding myself in my room, lying in my bed, or sitting at my desk for hours trying to complete assignments that in the past would typically only take me 45 minutes to effectively complete. This led me to the realization that due to the fact that I was no longer stimulating my brain with exercise and sporadic moments of memorization via dance combinations, my brain had begun to get lazy. One of my friends, who is a neuroscience major, recommended a TED Talk to me when I discussed my topic with her. This TED Talk is titled The Brain-Changing Benefits of Exercise, given by Professor of Neuroscience and Psychology at the New York University, Wendy Suzuki. Suzuki had fantastic insight on the effects of exercise on the brain, stemming from her initial statement that physical activity protects the brain from long-term effects of Alzheimer's and other brain diseases. She specifically talked about a part of the brain known as the hippocampus. The hippocampus, as reported on brainsmadesimple.com, is responsible for the processing of long-term memory and emotional responses, and is most heavily affected by Alzheimer's. She noticed that the hippocampus showed evidence that exercise directly affects the area of the brain and allows it to produce brand new cells, effectively increasing the volume and improving the area's longevity and resilience. More directly was a study that observed Alzheimer patients and older members of the community in both dance and music lessons. The dance subjects specifically showed denser white matter in the brain's fornix. This area of the brain is located between the hippocampus and the hypothalamus, and is more specifically a tiny triangle of tissue deep in the brain that plays an important role in making and recalling memories, as well as motor performance and problem solving. This white matter was showing improvement in brain function. Suzuki points out in her talk that exercise changes the brain's anatomy, physiology, and function, allowing it to increase neurotransmitters immediately and effectively improve your mood, decision-making, memory, focus, attention, and overall energy. Studying dance has been strongly correlated to improved memory and increasing the function of the brain due to its repetitive nature and its inclusion of memorization of combinations and choreography. Found in the study of Alzheimer patients and older members of the community in both dance and music lessons, they observed that performing complex cross-body movements were more likely to recruit the procedural memory system and give it a workout. The discussion of repetition has spanned many disciplines, not just focusing on dance and movement of the body. Specifically, found in a study by Douglas Hitzman on how repetition affects memory, Hitzman discusses the fact that when an experience is repeated, the memory representation that was formed during the first such experience is strengthened. This connects to dance in the sense that when attending organized dance classes, the heart of the class is based on repetition. Students perform floor work in contemporary that stems from the use of the body in practical warm-ups. Laying down on the floor in every class, you repeat the same combinations and cross-body movements until they are ingrained in the body and become second nature. Similarly, seen in ballet is a continuous, repetitive nature seen in every class. A typical ballet class will move in the same way, and each class will change the combinations just enough to continue working the students' brains in short and long-term memorization and memory of feeling in the body. Most interesting in my research was that I found in an article about the effect of passive listening versus active observation of music and dance performances on memory recognition, that the active participation in dance, rather than just the viewing of it, improved Alzheimer's disease patients' expressive language skills. And they were able to find a link between the social experience of dancing and positive memory recall. My research question of how exercise, and more specifically dance, can affect a person's brain showed significant research and proof in favor of exercise and dance as ways of stimulating and improving the brain's health and function. I found it very interesting to connect my current dance situation with that of the medical research and found it informative moving forward in my everyday life. I plan to take this research and implement more exercise and dance into my daily life to improve my moods, focus, and memory, as should all of you. Thank you, and I hope you found this video to be informative and interesting. Please leave any comments or questions below.